Hello guys, welcome to another video here under the Web Fundamentals learning part here on Tryhackme. We're currently under the Introduction to Web Hacking and we're treating subdomain enumeration. And without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to learn the various ways of discovering subdomains to expand our attack surface on a target. Okay, without further ado, let's start the machine here and then let's kick off. Okay, task 1, brief. Let's go. Subdomain enumeration is the process of finding valid subdomains for a domain. But why do we do this? We do this to expand our attack surface to try and discover more potential points of vulnerability. We will explore 3 different subdomain enumeration methods. One is brute force, the other is OSINT, which is open source intelligence, and virtual host. Okay, now we're going to start the machine and then move on to the next start. I already did, and to be ready in 1 second. Let's answer the questions below. What is a subdomain enumeration method beginning with B? That should be brute force. Quite an easy intro here. Brute force. And what is a subdomain enumeration method beginning with O? It's OSINT. And what is a subdomain enumeration method beginning with V? That should be virtual host. Virtual hosts, yes, sorry. No, virtual, okay, I didn't put a T here. Not virtual hosts, but virtual hosts. Alright, okay, that's the end of task 1. Quite easy intro here. So let's go into task 2. OSINT. We're looking at SSL TLS certificates. Now, SSL TLS certificates, when an SSL/TLS certificate, which is the SSL means secure sockets layer and TLS means transport layer security. When these certificates is created for a domain by a CA, which is a certificate authority, the CA takes part in what's called the certificate transparency logs. Okay, these are publicly accessible logs of every SSL TLS certificate created for a domain name. Now, the purpose of a certificate transparency log is to stop malicious and accidentally made certificates from being used. Now, we can use this service to our advantage to discover subdomains belonging to a domain. Now, sites like HTTPS, more like the crt.sh and HTTPS UI.cts, citysearch.entrust.com/UI and so on, offer a searchable database of certificates that show current and historic results. Now go to crt.sh and search for the domain name tryhackme.com. Now find the entry that was logged at 2020 12/26, the 26th of December 2020, and enter the domain below to answer the questions. Okay, now let's head on to what did I do. I'm supposed to open a new tab here. Let me increase that. So we're going to just search in Tryhackme. Oh, not Tryhackme, but tryhackme.com. Sorry, I'll just do that again. So I'm just gonna search tryhackme.com and I'm gonna search. Okay, yes, let me see, does Control F enable me to search here? So we're going to search for 2020-12-26. That's Control F. That's what I did there. So as you can see, it pulls us down to this area here. So we're looking at a subdomain here that says store.tryhackme.com. Okay, looks like we got that there. So what domain was logged on crt.sh at 2020? The date. We paste that, store.tryhackme.com. So this is quite a good tool here to help us get some subdomains of websites and so on. You see there's one remote to tryhackme.com. This is just on Tryhackme, so if you're using like a particular website, you could actually search that and then get some subdomains that are hidden, and this is able to be done because of the the SSL and TLS certificates that has to be that is publicly accessible. Okay, Now let's go to task 3. OSINT, search engines. Now search engines contains trillions of links to more than a billion websites, which can be excellent resource for finding new subdomains. Now, using advanced search methods on websites like Google, such as the site then the filter, that can help us narrow the search results. For example, that's the sites www.domain.com, then sites *domain.com would only contain results leading to the domain name domain.com, but excludes any links to www.domain.com. Therefore, it shows us only subdomain names belonging to domain.com. Okay, more like the domain. Now, to go to Google and use the search term, I'll just copy this exactly. I'll use this search term here, site tryhackme.com, site *tryhackme.com. I'm going to copy that, which should reveal a subdomain for tryhackme.com. Use that subdomain to answer the question below. Okay, so I'm going to quickly just open this on a new tab here. I'll close this, I don't need that again. So I'm just going to paste this here and I'm going to search. Okay, so don't mind this, I'm using a Chinese computer. So this here says Tryhackme. We have help.tryhackme.com and we have store.tryhackme.com. Okay, so what is the Tryhackme subdomain beginning with S, discovered using the above search button? So obviously that should be https store.tryhackme.com. Oh, I'm sorry, let me expand this a little bit so it'll be clear. Okay, so we're looking at store.tryhackme.com. So without further ado, I'm just going to type that. Could copy that. I think it's the former one. Yeah, let me see. store.tryhackme.com. Okay, that's the answer. We're done with task 3. Let's run on to task 4. DNS Bruteforce. I'll turn on this view site. Sometimes it takes time, so let's read. Now, Bruteforce DNS, domain name system. That's what DNS means. Now, enumeration. So the DNS, Bruteforce DNS enumeration is the method of trying tens, hundreds, thousands, or even millions of different possible subdomains from a predefined list of commonly used subdomains. Okay. Now, because this method requires many requests, we automate it with tools to make the process quicker. In this instance, we are using a tool called DNS Recon to perform this. Now, click on the View Site button to obtain the static sites. Press the Run DNS Recon Request button to start the simulation, and then answer the question below. Here we go again. I don't know why, if it's because I'm using a virtual box, but most times this just takes incredible lot of time. So I'm just going to wait once it pulls up, and I'll just do that. Okay, here we go. It's popped up, and I just took time to just open up the second one as well, so it won't take my time. And let's quickly answer the question. So what is the first subdomain found with the DNS Recon tool? So I'm just going to click on the Run DNS Request here with using the tool DNS Recon-T, BRT-D. This is just some switches, and then the ACME IT support.thm. So we run that, and it's going to pull up some results here now, and it did. So we can see here it did say we have an API.acme.it support.thm, and was okay. So basically it's this one. The other one is just like the normal website. So API, right? So we're going to copy that. So that's the first subdomain we saw there. Submit, and what's going on? Oh, okay, finally. Yeah, finally submitted. So let's go over to task 5. Over here on task 5, you're looking at OSINT sublist 3R, and the automation using sublist 3R to speed up the process of OSINT subdomain discovery. We can automate the above methods with the help of tools like sublist 3R. I'll click the view site. I'll just do that, but I'm going to use this one here that is ready, and click the view site button to open up the static site and run the sublist 3R simulation to discover a new subdomain that will help answer the question below. So I'll just head on to this part here, and So this is it. So I'm gonna just run this sub list here. As you can see, we already saw searching now in Baidu, Yahoo, Google. We search all through these places, and we have the unique subdomain that was found was 2. So what is the first subdomain discovered by the sublist here? So I'm just going to click here, copy, and I'll just head back to this point here, and here paste and submit. So I'm just going to refresh, and I'm going to close this part because I don't need that, and I'm going to scroll back to the last tax here, tax 6, virtual hosts. Alright, now some subdomains aren't always hosted in public accessible DNS results, such as development versions of a web application or administration portals. Instead, the DNS record could be kept on a private DNS server or recorded on a developer's machine in their etc host file. Now, or in Windows computers on the ETS host file as well. Now, which maps domain names to IP addresses. Okay. Now, before web servers can host multiple websites from one server, when a website is requested from a client, the server knows which website the client wants from the host header. We can utilize the host header by making changes to it and monitor the response to see if we have discovered a new website. Now, like the DNS Bruteforce, we can automate this process by using a word list of commonly used subdomains. Now we're going to start the attack box and then try the following commands against the ACM EIT support machine to try and discover a new subdomain. So here we're going to be using the FFUF, and the above command uses the -w switch to specify the word list we are going to be using. The -h switch adds or edits a header in the instance, the host header. Now we have the first keyword in the space, which where a subdomain would normally go, and this is where we will try all the options from the word list. Okay. Now, because the above command will always produce a valid result, we need to filter the output. We can do this by using the page size results with the -fs switch. Edit the below command, replacing the size with the most occurring size value for the previous result, and try it on the attack post. Okay, so we're going to do this now. I wanted to use my Linux machine, but I'm just going to quickly just use the let me use the attack box here. So I'm just going to make things easy. I'm just going to copy the exact code here, copy, and let's see, just going to paste it here first, and use the terminal here, and let's see, Ctrl+V, and let's just run that. Okay, so it's running. It's done running. Okay, but just like we saw here, we're going to use the -fs to put the size. This command has a similar syntax to the first, apart from the -fs switch, which tells FFUF to ignore any results that are of the specific size. The above command should have revealed 2 positive results that we haven't come across before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to still use that same code. Okay, the same code right there, but I'm going to use add the -fs switch fs, and the popular number I'm seeing here is 503 the size 2395 2395. So I'm just going to use 2395. Use the size right there, 2395. I'm going to send that again, and here we go. And this time we got a better result with 2 status here, which is Delta and yellow. So this is the first domain, Delta, answer correct, and this is the second one, yellow, and there we go. And that brings us to the end of the room for subdomain enumeration. Thank you for studying with me, thank you for learning with me. I'll see you guys in the next video, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao.